boys, my engine's just firing.
Right guys, as you would have seen by the video, the MT09 blew up. You can't really see right now because of the sun. I'll have to put the ND filter on. But yeah, the engine blew up. The con rod went through the engine. That's currently what is left over that I could find on the floor, or on top of the engine, should I say. That's the bottom of the con rod, as you can see. It's gotten very hot. Once I take the engine part off, I'll go into depth what the damage looks like. But we're not getting rid of the bike, we are going to fix it. So I'm going to set the camera up, get the ND filters on, and start recording on ripping that engine out. So, right boys and girls, so got a timer on, started it like 6 minutes ago, so minus 6 minutes from the time it takes to get the engine out. So we'll see how long it takes to get this done, because ChatGPT is saying, don't know whether you can see that, but ChatGPT is going to take 8+ hours. So we'll see how long it takes us to get this out in one go. Make sure you bag up your bolts so you don't lose them. That's the best way to do it, guys. And you always know where to go. Right guys, so we are back. I went for a bit lunch, just so you can see on the cameras there. Currently 45 minutes in. All I did between, I think it was like 33 minutes or something, I just drained the oil, coolant, loosened up the rear axle and took off the coolant bottle, and I put some WD-40 on the bolts just to make sure the bolts come out easily. So I think what we're going to try and attempt to do now is get the exhaust off. So make sure you do spray WD-40 on. It does make your life 10 times easier. So these have been soaking for about an hour now, because they did look like they've been on there since day one, which they have, because this is a factory Acura. Oh boys, you need to see this. Don't know if you can see that there, boys, but that there is when my con rod came out. Didn't want to be in the chat no more. So yeah, that's where we're at with the bike so far. So just going to take some videos for Instagram, and then I'll crack on with the rest. Right boys and girls, so we are currently at, on the timer, I've done a little bits and bobs in between, but I've already, this time is still going. Currently 1 hour 37. Right, so at 1 hour 37, obviously I've gone home in between, charged up the batteries and that, because this 𝗦𝗪xe G7K battery is shite. So 1 hour 37, I've done little bits in between, nothing much, literally just like clutch cables, starter motor cables, like it's all boring stuff you don't want to see. So when you're attempting it, I have to make this apparent. When you're attempting to do something like this on your own, one, you need a couple of muscles. Not too many, just enough. I've got none at the moment. I've not been going gym for a while. Fucking genius. Look, just to protect myself, you know, look, I've got a bit of bubble wrap. I've got a bag of cloths. So that should hopefully pad that from hitting the ground. We hope. We don't want to damage the engine even more. There's some parts on there I can sell. But like I said, when you're attempting this on your own, you've got to be smart about things. I know I can't undo a bolt and at the same time unhook it. So what you do is you grab a ratchet strap. If you don't have one, well, sorry mate, I don't know what to tell you. it shouldn't ruin the what's it called, the engine case covers. But they were 35 quid off of AliExpress. But they're real though, I promise they're real. And that, like I said, I don't want to scratch anything, so if I have to, obviously I'll put a cloth down. Alright, so I'm getting stuck on the frame a bit. So all you do, grab a little cloth. I know these are dirty, but you know, forget about it. So you put one here, that's going to protect there, and then, see, it's all about safeguarding your kids, as in your bike. Do that. These are dirty, these are probably going to scratch it even more, I'll be honest. But it's doing it like this. That should be golden. I can still get to the fucking straps. Right, let's take these off. Right, onto the Allen keys. Let's check. Right, hold that nice and tight. Get my lever. Voila, look at that. Got there in the end. And now, right, it took us 2 hours 17. Alright, so might do another video of stripping the actual engine down, but I'm going to take this in, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go home, edit some of these clips, and then yeah, so I should catch you boys in the next little segment. Right, welcome back boys and girls. Basically, I've already put all the engine in. You might have seen some of it on my Instagram story, but basically I couldn't be asked to wait, and it was a little bit of a struggle because I was on my own, so I had to use some straps and stuff. And you've seen me take the whole engine out, so you know I can do it myself, so I did. But upon doing that, I tested the engine, I pulled the clutch like this, snap, clutch snapped, clutch cable snapped. So I got a new one from Venihill in Dorking, Box Hill. Any of you know, they do aftermarket clutch cables, and apparently they're really good. So we're going to quickly install this. I'm not going to record the last little bits, I don't think, because I need to actually head out quickly. But I just thought I'd give you a little update, because the next bit of the video, well, the next part will be the whole bike together, and then the first time turning it actually on. Right guys, so the bike's pretty much back together. Just need to put the GB racing covers on, and obviously the seat. Topped up the coolant, topped up the oil. Gonna turn it on and let it bleed through. There's no exhaust on there because there's a snapped exhaust stud, so I need to work out how to get that off. Then I can put the exhaust on, so it's probably gonna sound like crap. That sounds fucking awful. Right guys, last little bit of the video you would have seen the bike sitting here, sounded a bit awful, can't get the exhaust on because all the exhaust studs were snapped. Well, I snapped one of the studs, I put this extractor on, put it on top, twisted it, and it snapped the actual casing. So that's on the old engine in here. You might be able to see there, snapped clean off. So because we had to retap the engine bolts here and the exhaust stud has snapped the casing, I thought I'd take the head off my old engine and put it on the new engine. So I might record just swapping this over, I'm not sure, but I'm currently getting the studs out, and all you need, WD-40, a blowtorch, and one of these extractor kits. Coming out like a dream right now. Right guys, it's just easier to record my phone for this, but like I said, I'm taking the head off the bike. So I've currently got the bike to top dead center, so that's when that line on that stroke is in line with these little things, and then both your cams lobe should be pointing outwards. So now I'm going to dismantle the top. There is an order that you take it off in. So I'm going to do that, take the cylinder head off, put my new gaskets on, put the other cylinder head on, and then I'll time up the engine. Right guys, so back again, I've checked it all over, everything's plugged in, I don't know why it's not working. I can't think what's wrong. It just don't want to start. I can't think what's wrong, boys. So I have to go do some more investigating before I can get this back on the road. This is bad engine. Right, guys, like, no mic, no valley, those two on. The bike is finally done. Turned it on, it works. It did have a coolant leak, I just fixed that, so I hope it don't leak no more. See if it actually works, and we'll take it out on the road. Probably won't be today because it's quite dark, but we shall see. Right guys, so far so good. The bike's running pretty damn smooth. It's not making any weird noises that I can hear anyway. I do have earplugs in. So if you are wondering what actually happened, I'm going to do another video of like what caused the engine to go pop, but I think personally it was due to like bad maintenance in the past, say 10,000 miles of ownership, because before the last two, I believe I'm the fourth owner. Before me, the guy that originally sort of owned it, he spent a lot of money on it, like ridiculous amounts. Like that's who did all the O-lins in the front forks, the rear shock, had it remapped, did all the servicing. He serviced it every 2,000 miles, and like I've got all the proof for that. Like he sent it all to me over WhatsApp. Then the owner after that, I don't know what he did with it, like whatever, but the owner I brought it off had it sat for a year with no MOT, so it clearly didn't get ridden. But his oil light came on when he was riding this bike in Latvia, so I did think, oh, like whatever. He said he just got it serviced, it was just low on oil, so I didn't think anything of it. He showed me the shop it went to, he showed me his invoice for the bill of the repair or service, should you call it. So I didn't think anything of it. When I picked up the bike, the clutch sounded bad, but apparently this is normal. I didn't think anything of it, blah blah blah. Obviously I've been using the bike, yeah, like religiously, like almost every other day when I'm riding. Like I just ride after work or go out with my mates on my days off. I've obviously been giving it the beans. Now I looked after it, I serviced it, I changed the oil filter, blah blah blah. But I give it the beans, yeah. I get it up to 70 miles per hour on the motorway and I hit it. And I stick at 70 the whole way, you know, I never go over the speed limit. And it was running fine. Never really thought anything was wrong with the actual bike until I go to Blue Water with the boys for a couple of photos and to finish off my shift power collab video, which is my race unit on the bike, which is the quick shifter itself, like launch control, pit lane limiter, blah blah blah. When I was riding back, not a single problem until I'm like 20 minutes from my house, and I hear this tiny little bit of ticking. When I pulled up at the lights, you see at the start of the video, I pull up at the lights, very faintly heard it, so, you know, I just carried on riding, like, you know, I'm not far from home. Less than 30 seconds down the road, you would have seen the Instagram reel, it gets louder and louder, literally like a couple of seconds before it goes bang. It shoots the con rod out through the top of the crankcase, and it goes bang. Apparently I caught fire according to one of the other drivers. So I tried blaming, you know, the race unit company, but after investigation, it looks like the con rods, all of them, burnt to fuck. And that wouldn't happen like after one day of installing the unit. Didn't use the launch control much. I'm putting it down to bad maintenance.
is what it is. Fast forward like a week later, I picked up a new engine. I paid £500 for this on 26k miles. If you want to ride the engine, it was so cheap. It was actually up for 750. I got him down to 600, and then he fucked up the engine mount. I got the engine, took the exhaust studs out. I reckon he's already tried to get the exhaust studs out because 2 of them were snapped and the rest are gone. When I've gone to use an extractor on one of the nuts, it's literally broke the manifold casing. Like it snapped, sheared it straight off. So I don't know whether he's already been out with like heat and a hammer or whatever. It's very weakened, but yeah, it snapped off. This pissed me off big time because I have 2 choices, like weld it, bodge it, like just put the piece back on and just put a screw through, or, you know, swap head. And on my old engine, my old head is perfectly fine. So I went with this choice because I was like, you know what, I just want a fully working engine. I don't want to have to deal with it over again. So I swapped the heads, checked the valve clearances, For some reason, when trying to retime it, now thanks to Ride POV, he actually helped me loads and loads and loads with this, but for some reason, every time I retimed it, didn't matter how many times I locked the crank, held it in place or whatever, it would just move. And if the crank did stay in place, I could not line up cams. They wouldn't line up properly. Spent like £220 on gaskets. I love learning, I've said this before, but it was getting to the point where I was getting so fed up. Like, we took a decision, getting a new engine for the bike, which was on 7,000 miles, which is the one in here. So did that. All it needed was a new alternator, like starter motor crankcase cover, which I've got 2 of those. 4-hour ride to Bristol and back to get a fucking £20 gasket, and I got a full service kit and full serviced it. So all brand new, genuine Yamaha parts, Yamalube, all the good stuff. Now, fingers fucking crossed, we don't have any more problems. I can finish off all my pending videos that I've got clips recorded for. And yeah, we can go from there. I'm going to pull up in a second, just make sure there's nothing leaking off the bike, because we do not want that happening. I'll pull in here. Looks all well and good, boys. It needs a clean. The bike is so dirty. It's been sitting in the garage for ages. But boys, like, there will be a lot more vlogs to come. You would have just seen my last little hooligan ride. That's all AI generated, by the way. That's all I've been doing these past 3 weeks, just learning how to AI edit and stuff. So I'm going to end the vlog here. There's not much else to record. Obviously now I just need to get back on the roll of motovlogging and going to go see my mates and that on the bike. So I shall leave the video here. I hope you boys enjoyed. Thank you to everyone that's been inboxing me, supporting me and so on. Like, it is nice to see. Like, I'm a bit of a loner really. I don't actually like hanging out with too many people. I know loads of people, it sounds really big, I know loads of people know of me or talk to me and so on. Like, I talk to those people, but actual friends, I don't have many. I spend all my time with my missus. I spend time with a couple of mates and that, but I'm really to myself. I don't like mingling with too many people. Obviously I'll meet people and go out and stuff, but yeah. But just the actual sheer amount of people that message me saying like keep going, push through and so on, like I do take it on board. I do really appreciate I have messaged those people. Thanks to 𝗦𝗫cie supplying me the spark plugs for the bike as well, and a couple of brake discs and a can of rust protector. So your boy's good. He's set on the road now, saved me a bit of money. So go check out 𝗦𝗫cie, use all his discount codes. But yeah, so I shall catch you boys in the next vlog. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe. See you later.